The Astonishing New Revelation. Private lesson by Lillian de Waters. The Astonishing New Revelation. No doubt every single one of us has regarded our relation to the truth as similar to that of mathematics. That is, we have accepted our spiritual position to be that of a student of truth and have used the science of true thought to work out our earthly problems. Some of us are studying Christian Science, some Unity, some the Absolute, and some Metaphysics under various other titles. Nevertheless, all of us have considered ourselves students of the truth, have we not? But anon to the vision lifts, the scene changes, and the sudden moment's revelation and insight completely rearranges and shifts our viewpoint. We then let go altogether that classification of ourselves as students of truth, using truth to solve our problems, and furthermore, we see that as such we have many titles felt a restriction of or responsibility placed upon us, though we may not have admitted this even to ourselves. Suppose, for instance, we seemed not to have a sufficient understanding of the truth to make a certain demonstration. Suppose, as students of truth, we could not at the moment see clearly or fully enough the nothingness of the seeming difficulty. We might try hard and be earnest and sincere in our endeavors, yet something might seem to weigh on us, or prevent a clear insight of the allness of perfection and the nothingness of the seeming problem. We would persevere, of course, and we would continue our search for more knowledge and fuller ability to demonstrate it. But seemingly, the demands might appear greater, and the problems seem never to cease. Oh, for that peace where we might sit and rest as it were, with no thought of an existing problem. Have we not all entertained such thoughts and feelings? To be sure, we have. Well now, accepting a certain new insight, we may do this very thing, that is, have no consciousness of existing problem. For a definitely new vision creates a radical change in our position in this triangle truth student problem. A most radical change. Before telling you about this astonishing new revelation, let us look with precision to see just how we have practiced placing ourselves in our relationship to truth when practicing Christian healing. Having found that all the discordant pictures of disease and limitation are caused by the false conceptions or erring convictions of mankind, we were then able to see that such pictures had no substance, no power, nor intelligence whatsoever, thus no presence. Stripping such theories of their disguise or pretense of truth, they became absolute harmless to us. For we saw there was no harm in them, and this resulted in what is commonly called healing, that is, the discordant condition ceased, and the harmonious and natural state was again in evidence. Such demonstrations were based upon our awareness and understanding of the allness of God and the nothingness of false beliefs and false conditions. Placing ourselves as student of truth, we practiced our highest vision and understanding of truth, and this brought about the healing. Is this not so? But supposing there came a problem to our attention or a condition in our experience which, for the time being, we could not seem to surmount or cause to be dissolved. Suppose that no matter how clear was our consciousness of the facts of life and the unreality and nothingness of false belief and false conditions, still the perfect answer did not become visibly present to us. We would wonder what else to do, would we not? Well, one day, while in deep meditation, it suddenly dawned upon me that being a student of truth was not, after all, an absolutely assured or infallible state. One might apparently practice all he knew of truth, and still the problem remains unsolved. Surely such a position as this could not satisfy me. I saw before me the eternal triangle, the truth, the student of truth, and the problem. For instance, since both students and problems undergo a continual change, what was certain or sure about the mathematical triangle, I asked myself, except mathematics itself? As this question forced itself upon me desperately, my heart cried out, oh, to be mathematics, to be that certain, sure mathematics, with never a question of uncertainty or doubt, nor any necessity to yearn for knowledge. Instantly there followed a moment of blinding light with its electrifying transfusion. It was sudden and swift, as though a curtain has been raised, admitting some startling new insight. I saw the indisputable fact with vivid, clear distinctness. I saw I was mathematics. I was not someone solving problems by applying mathematics, but I was mathematics itself. I was the principles and the laws and the rules, and I was not a student at all. Then, under this blazing flood of revelation, what else could I do but exclaim further, why, this means that I am truth itself, I am life itself. I am not the student earnestly, ardently trying to see through dream and dreamers, but I am that certain, sure, absolute and changeless truth itself. The simplicity of it all amazed and overwhelmed me. Here in this brief but thrilling instant of pure revelation, I saw that years of study and research had never given me. Of course, I then understood Jesus' dynamic statement, I am the truth. Yes, this was it. I was not a student of truth, endeavoring to obtain and attain certain states of consciousness, always letting go one for another higher up on the scale. No, I was not this at all. I was truth itself. I was literally the changeless and unchangeable, the perfect and absolute. What more could I ask? What more could be desired? Did truth or true being have any association with the problem? Certainly not. Neither then did I. I am truth itself. Again and again I told myself in my newfound changed relationship, I am not trying to think or to know something, but I am the truth itself. I am doing, feeling, being the truth and the life and the way. Oh, the blessed wonder of the light. Now, once having seen and taken this position, every other thought seemed immediately to fade out of consciousness, while beautiful illustrations and verifications in Jesus' life and teaching came flooding my rapturous thought. How plainly now to see that Jesus never said that he was a student of life, but instead, insisted, I am the life. Yes, this was it. He was not a follower of some particular way, for I am the way. He announced again and again, nor did he teach others how to get rid of darkness, but only emphasized to them, I am the light. Indeed, Jesus did not ever speak nor act or thought as though he were using truth or life as a means to bring about certain healing results. No wonder he was so absolute, so compellingly certain and sure. His attention was not towards conditions, dreams nor dreamers, states nor beliefs, but was upon that nature which is unalterable, that principle which is fixed and absolute, that life which expresses continuous harmony and wholeness always. Against such the winds and waves of circumstances might heat in vain. We are the truth and not the student. Now we know that since the beginning of time all the mistakes and errors made in computations or affected in subtractions, additions, multiplications or divisions of numbers have never weakened, corrupted or assailed mathematics. Think of it. Mathematics, inclusive of all its principles, its rules, laws and questions, still remains changeless, despite the sum total of all mistakes made in the solution of mathematical problems, and despite all the people everywhere who have made such mistakes. Thus we are convinced that mathematics and all that it constitutes is incorruptible, unassailable, absolute, eternally fixed and changeless. What difference to mathematics that every day millions of people write down falsities about it? What difference if the whole world agrees upon some computation which is absolutely contrary to its existing facts? Mathematics would be undisturbed by any of such mental inconsistencies or false beliefs, since nothing of the kind could ever affect its established from the beginning verity, reality or existence. As one may well be certain of mathematics as being changeless, absolute and unassailable, so sure was Jesus of himself as the way, the light and the truth. Invincible, inviolable, infallible, absolute, complete. And most certainly Jesus' life on earth was to teach us this same fact about ourselves, was it not? All else may change and vary, but true being or truth remains ever the same. It holds itself invincible, infallible, indissoluble, true and absolute, always. Jesus knew that he was the truth itself, the life itself, the way itself, and he said so. He took his position as the fact about himself. Thus nothing could ever hurt him, affect or destroy him. Let people think they could throw stones at him. Suddenly they did not even see him, for he had vanished. Let them think they could catch and take and hold of him. They found themselves grasping at thin air. Let them imagine they could kill him or deprive him of life and its action, and soon they saw the self-same being walking in their midst, partaking of food and drink as before, enacting truth and life, and though not a thing had happened. Jesus not only knew the nothingness of the lies and the liars, of dreams and dreamers, but he also knew the absolute position of himself. He knew that no dreams of people could affect him, no matter what their dreams. He knew that no beliefs or ignorance, even if accepted by the whole human race for millions of years, could ever interfere with him, since he was immaculate being. He was changeless and immortal life, and his body was his consciousness of this reality. I am the truth, he challenged. I am the life, I am the light. The gates of hell shall not prevail against me. No wonder no evil could touch him, nor any harm come nigh him. For he knew the nature and substance of his being, and he relied upon that, and upon that only. Dear friends, no doubt the great majority of us have often stated facts which we believed were true and thought that we understood them. Then one day, right out of the clear sky, as it were, we really did see them, and we beheld them as we never had before. In fact, we seemed to be seeing them for the very first time. Yes, it takes the flash of light to open their real meaning to us. It is as though we had been carrying around some beautifully colored and artistically designed box, and were satisfied with the mere box itself until one day the lid fell off, and there before our astonished gaze lay its real and valuable contents. Thus it is with the beautiful and wonderful statements of truth which we carry about in our consciousness until one day the veil lifts, and there in a blaze of light is exposed their real and inner meaning. All of us have thought and talked about the truth, the student, and the problem. We knew that problems continually vary and change, come and go. We knew too that the one called student is very likely to be changed, his state of consciousness often, gained new ideas and letting go former ones. Yet all the while we were accepting the truth to be unchangeable, fixed and certain. In fact, those were the very qualities we were trying to bring about in ourselves. How could we ever have expected to reach the height of changeless being, since nothing but the truth is changeless and perfect? Thus, for us ever to be perfect, changeless, invulnerable, and incorruptible, we must be the truth and nothing less. When we reach this insight, we know it is so. True, we may have many times used the statement, "I am the truth," but we used it as a statement only, and were all the while considering ourselves students of the truth. Students must look at problems and handle them in order to surmount or overcome them. A student may feel that since evil of every kind is actually untrue and unreal, he cannot therefore be harmed by it. But when one is touched by the Jesus Christ light, he sees that truth is not proven true because of the nothingness of evil, but truth is true because of the nature of itself. Truth is what it is, and it is unchangeable perfection always. So now, when attempting to demonstrate for ourselves, we may take our new vision away from all seeming discomfort and discord, and instead observe and understand our nature to be as fixed and as immovable as any principle of mathematics. When we need no longer consider dreams nor dreamers, beliefs, thoughts nor believers, seeing our being as it really is, we will have no idea of needing a treatment, nor will we feel the presence of a problem. This new light will answer many questions for us, questions which we have been, so far, unable to set aside. We may have been wondering why it is that despite our good endeavors, our clear understanding, and deep feeling, nevertheless, a so-called trouble seems to persist. The answer is that we should take another step forward. We should let go all anxiety or concern about the problem in the contemplation, joy, and grandeur of ourselves as the truth, the being of changeless perfection and immovable nature, and the principle which is inevitable, certain, and fixed. I am the truth and not a student of the truth, may we now acclaim. And as such I am established in perfection and completedness, to which nothing can be added nor be taken away. Seeing and feeling this completely, we have no desire or thought for any other form of prayer or treatment. Mathematics proves the nothingness of erring beliefs and mistakes about it, by always remaining fixed and absolute in its principles, rules, and statements. Jesus proved the nothingness of ignorant or helpless mind and of sick or dead life by knowing the nature of mind or life to be nothing less than such principle and being which is without shadow of turning, and which is established as perfection and completedness without variableness throughout eternity. Therefore, do not see the one you are helping as young or old, a relative, friend, or stranger, neither as ignorant nor yet as a student of truth, but see the one you wish to help as the very truth, as the compound and composite principle, including all the laws and expressions of being, and as that very mind in life which is without blemish and without spot. It is absolutely certain that Jesus never taught he was a disciple or student of truth, but that he was truth itself. If you can't see the tremendous distinction between these two positions, then for illustration, look at the great gulf fixed between mathematics and the student who is applying it. Surely you can see the great difference. The student position is often one of strike and struggle and mutation and evolution. Jesus promised that the truth position would set us free from all such labor and contention. He never said or intimated that he was endeavoring to find a certain way or path which would take him out of difficulties and lead him into health and happiness, but stated with unquestionable authority, I am the way, I'm the way itself, I'm the way here and now. He did not teach that he was presenting a beautiful, glorious light which, if others followed, would bring them into eternal life, but stressed, I am the way, I am the light, I am the door. Now, dear friends, if Jesus is our absolute perfect teacher, then it is certain that we shall ultimately arrive at this very understanding which he had, and so make the same claims and assertions.